Well, look, the budget basically reflects a whole lack of imagination and incompetence on the part of this government in terms of its failure to recognize the severity of this crisis and what needs to be done to find a sustainable path out of this crisis. At a time when Pakistan is already struggling to meet its expenses needs, it's trying to negotiate with the IMF. The government comes out and says we're going to basically increase salaries by 30+%, and that's our way of giving relief to the people. And then we have insanely bad assumptions in the budget about how much direct taxes are going to go up by, or indirect sales taxes are going to go up by, as well. So overall, I think it shows that they're out of ideas, that they just want to get to the elections by hook or by crook down the road. And then whoever comes into power at that point with a quote unquote fresh mandate, however you want to declare and decide that, will have to deal with the repercussions of years and years of crises in Pakistan, but in particular, almost a year of terrible economic management in the country. Well, there aren't many. I think it's the same old playbook that they have, which is we will grow PSDP, the size of the public sector development program, to build infrastructure. That we will give some incentives to some segments of the economy to ramp up growth, and through that we will achieve 3.5% growth in the coming fiscal year. I think even 3.5% growth is way above what actually will happen in the coming year. The situation is not going to be that great, which then means that there will be a higher deficit, which will require higher borrowing, which then will translate into more inflation in the economy, which then impacts ordinary citizens across the length and breadth of Pakistan. So again, I think rather than look at ways in which the economy could have been reformed at this point in time, they've basically gone for a budget that is very traditional in its approach and does not recognize that there's a serious crisis in Pakistan. So overall, I think while the government may love to claim that we've delivered stability and are putting Pakistan on a track towards growth, I frankly disagree with that position. And I think that this budget, rather than delivering growth, will actually worsen the economic crisis in Pakistan. Well, look, I think what we need to look at in Pakistan, right, is if you look at medieval times or even colonial times in the subcontinent, the two most feared elements of any society, even in the medieval era, were the military and the taxman. And if you refuse to pay your taxes, all hell would break loose on you. In Pakistan, we also have to look at this reality and say modern countries function on an efficient tax collection system where those that refuse to comply are forced to be part of the formal economy. That includes in Pakistan segments like retail, real estate, and the illicit economy such as tobacco and now even illicit petroleum products. And rather than in this budget to show that they're actually serious about expanding the tax net, they've gone the traditional route again, which has not worked, which is not going to work in the future either. In fact, they've also done something ridiculous on top of that, which is put in a 0.6% fee on cash withdrawals from the banking system for people who do not have are not on the active tax filing list, which is an incentive for you to get out of the formal ecosystem and go in the cash economy, which is informal, which will only grow the tax collection and revenue spending mismatch that's there in the economy. So again, people, the ruling class in Pakistan needs to recognize that the way any country, medieval or modern in the 21st century, runs on a system where people are scared of the tax ecosystem and the tax net and they're forced to comply. So long as you continue to promote and incentivize people to be outside of the formal economy and refuse to do anything about it, this crisis that we've seen emerge over the last few years in Pakistan is only going to get worse.